CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products such as our can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
Good to see you.
Happy Veterans Day to everybody. Hey, Hugh. Hey, Robin. Good morning. Good morning, Rhonda. A special welcome to everybody on Instagram today. Instagram Live. I'm trying that new platform rather than using another platform that I typically do called Facebook Live. Good morning, Sherry. Hey, Crizzy. Good morning. Crizzy Boo, or is it Crizzy B with 2 zeros? How is everybody doing? It's Friday. It's Friday. Thanks to all veterans. Absolutely, Rhonda. And YouTube Live got to see that. A thank you to the veterans as I was coming on. Hey, Marianne, good to see you. Stop and come and see. Good to see you. How is everybody? Good to see you on this Veterans Day Friday. Barbara, good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you for inviting your followers. Robin, good to see you over on Instagram Live. You're in 2 places. Hey, Janice. Hey, Shauna. How are you? Thanks for sharing, everybody that's come in. As we get started, I'm going to read to you quickly here the parable of the lost sheep. Let's see. I had my place, and then hold on. What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness and go after the one which is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost. I say to you that likewise there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 just persons who need no repentance. So that was Luke 15, the parable of the lost sheep. Good morning, Marlene. How are you? Praise God for the reading of the word. Hugh, we have Remembrance Day tomorrow in Canada. Well, happy Remembrance Day. Yeah, well, amen. Hey, Daniel, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you, everybody, for sharing and retweeting this, coming on in. And again, as I said, it is Veterans Day. Thank you for all the veterans and everything you do. Thank you for keeping us safe, and thank you for your sacrifice and the sacrifices of your family. Thank you, all that you do, and all of our military. Veterans are not. Hey, Gary, good to see you. So there's a lot in the news, as always. What does everybody think about the news that came out yesterday regarding Roy Moore? Why did the calendar say it is tomorrow? I have no idea. Are you looking at the right year? I'm not sure. Not sure, Barbara. I'll see what mine says. Well, actually, I guess it's everybody has the day off. Officially, I guess it's tomorrow, but maybe observed, yeah. Hey, Debbie, good to see you. MSM Casting Stones. Yeah, I mean, does anybody believe what's going on with Roy Moore, or do you think it's a setup? What are your thoughts on that? I mean, it's, the facts that we know are about 35 to 40 years ago. She's making accusations, and it seems suspicious to come 2 weeks before the race and 2 weeks before, he's in double digits ahead. Robin thinks it's a setup. He's ahead in the polls and everything else. Why wait now? And I know, hey, Lori, people are going to say, but, sometimes you get enough courage and that's when you go and you say something. Maybe. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Hey, Chris, Cully, good to see you. Thank you for joining and inviting people. It's hard to say. My thing is, I like to stick with facts, and the facts that we know them. One accuser, there's a corroboration of sorts saying that she said that she was seeing an older man. Doesn't say the older man was Roy Moore. And I'm seeing information today, which is, disheartening in another way, that the accuser allegedly has connections to Democrat Doug Jones, who's running for U.S. Senate, and she was in a picture next to VP Biden. If that's an actual picture and it's not photoshopped and it's actually her, but it's supposed to be. So it sounds funny. It sounds odd. I wrote an article about it. Again, sticking to the facts. I know a lot of people yesterday wanted to, especially on Twitter. Oh, she worked for him for 3 months, for Jones, okay? Shauna said. People were saying on Twitter yesterday, well, we don't need to have proof. I mean, we just need the allegations. We don't have to have her going to, to court to have a lawsuit. We should just take their word for it. Hey, Jerry, it's just odd. Hey, Catherine, it's odd that people would want allegations to come out and somebody to be condemned just on one thing, one word that they're saying, without trying to find out what's the truth or not. You don't understand yet? Have trouble with the 35 years ago stuff, Barbara said. Yeah, I mean, how many people, if they had an allegation against them from 30 to 40 years ago, would be saying, why are you basing everything that you're thinking on that? The Hollywood accusers are from years ago, Lori, but nothing back as far as 30 to 40 years ago that I've seen. Liberals are playing games, Robin said. And again, we have to take everything seriously, but we need to look into it rather than just pointing fingers and condemning and saying, that's it, you're out of here. Like John McCain. Whether it's true or not, John wants him gone. Well, we know that he wants him gone. Why? Because, he's a conservative. Hey, Kim, good to see you, especially since he was in public eye and had money a long time. That's right, Barbara. Bill Clinton stayed in office after the Monica Lewinsky allegations. Yes. But that's okay, Jerry. That's because he was a liberal. So that was okay. Everything was okay about that if you're a liberal. I can remember 5 days ago, much less details, 38 years ago, Shauna said. Innocent till proven guilty. And see, Marlene, that the argument on Twitter on the left was, we don't need to have a trial. So it's not innocent until proven guilty. If somebody makes that allegation, that should be enough. Which is crazy. Hey, Mighty Blessed One, good to see you. Bob Rule, there you go. And I literally had people coming after me because I posted my article from SusanKnowles.com. I posted on Twitter. And anybody who took the time to read that article would see that it's factual, fact-based. I'm not sitting there accusing him or the other person or anything else. And I've had people already come out and say, why are you protecting child molesters and things of that sort? I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. If these people, again, if they had this happen to them, would they be so, like you were saying, mob rule to come after somebody? Or would they want the facts? Hey, Josette, good to see you. So we can't have it one way and not the other. I mean, if it's factually, if it turns out that this is something that he did, it's disgusting. He seems to be a rock in the community. We will never know the truth. I agree with you there, Marianne. I don't think we're going to get to the bottom of it. I don't think we're going to know the truth. And, it concerns me that things are said 2 weeks before an election. And what do? You have Mitch McConnell running out there. Okay, well, if it's true, you need to go. That's right, Marianne, God does know. And so, Mitch McConnell, it's also suspicious in the fact that you have Mitch McConnell who didn't get his boy in there, Luther Strange, and now 2 minutes before he's on the bandwagon to get Roy Moore out. And then Shauna said, how do you prove something like that? Well, Shauna, if something happened 38 to 40 years ago, typically, hey, Brian, we'll not load this morning. We'll pop in and out. That's really weird. We were having problems with it yesterday, Brian. I'm also on Instagram if you want to go there. Go look at the pinned article I have. It shows you where that's at and how to get over there. And I'm also on YouTube as well if you want to go there. But the way you prove it, you have to have people who either saw it or people that she said something to them about exactly what he did, what she's accusing him of now. So they can say, way back when there was no reason to protect him, this is what she said. So that's what you need to do. And obviously, she probably doesn't have that. They have 30 sources, they said. And they need to bring them out, Shauna. They need to bring every one of them out. If they've got 30 sources, let's see them. Saddens me that innocent damage for the rest of them. Yeah, it would be bad in that way. If somebody's ruining somebody's life, and even Sarah Sanders said, the president's not going to want to ruin somebody's life based upon an allegation. We need more information. But the president also came out and said, if this is something that he did, then I trust that Roy Moore will say the truth and get out. Yeah, we need factual information. I don't know, Shauna. I have no idea. It's kind of like that other person that's hard to do that. If everybody would report that as abuse, that might help. Hey, Rob, good morning. How are you? Yeah, just keep doing it if you will. I just can't believe it at this time. I know, Robin. I mean, if you show me the factual information, they watch through Twitter, can't block from there. Ah, I see. Thanks, Cody, for letting me know. And I didn't go through Twitter. I went through Periscope, but apparently it's on Twitter. Yesterday it was being muted on Twitter, I hear. So, true, despite what Bill Clinton did, they reelected him. Juan Williams believed that accusations to be true. Yeah. So, in other news, there was an allegation yesterday against Louis C.K., who is a comedian. Happy Veterans Day. Yes, absolutely, Bobby. And the allegations for him are more recent than they were for Roy Moore. I don't want to talk too much about. He's a comedian, and I don't know him. I don't watch him, but he's a comedian, and apparently, these two women are accusing him of in 2002 inviting them to his hotel room. They had just finished, I guess, a comedy duo. And they thought, well, we're going together, no problem. It's the two of us. It's not going to be anything happening or anything like that. But they went to his room, and apparently some things took place where he was. They said that he was. As soon as they sat down, the women said that he asked if he could take his male parts out of his pants, and then he started doing things with them. So. With his male parts, that is. So anyway, and some other people were saying, good morning, Don. Other people were saying that they knew about it. For example, I think it was Courtney Cox and David Arquette caught wind of the misconduct, and both actors confirmed the incident to the Times. So, it's sometimes when people are seeing those things and they do nothing about it, that's really bad. If you're seeing stuff like that, I know it's hard and difficult to do, but people should go ahead and report those type of things. Child abuse is never appropriate. Sexual abuse is never appropriate. I don't know, Lee. I have no idea. But his movie called I Love You, Daddy has been, it's gone. They're not even going to release it. So, yeah, paid bots, right? Heard it was well known among comics that he did that a lot. Yeah, it's just the odd behavior. He would do that sometimes when he was talking to people on the telephone. That at least that's what the allegations are. Yeah, I noticed that, Cully. So again, people in Hollywood, a lot of times they were, gosh, you can't even spell. That's too bad. If they were doing that type of thing, people stayed quiet, obviously, because there was money. Power went out here. I'm back. Who are you talking about? Louis C.K. Yeah, you're welcome. And so in other news as well, The CEO of Podesta Group, Kimberly Fritz, she was the one that was supposed to be starting up the revamping the Podesta Group, starting it all over, making it a brand new company and all that. Well, apparently she gave a speech yesterday in the company, and she told everybody that she is leaving to start her own lobbying firm. Yep, she left. She saw the writing on the wall, and she's out. So she doesn't want to have anything to do with the Podesta Group. So, I mean, there have been some people, I've seen allegations against her, again, unsubstantiated. So, but I think that she's smart in going out and leaving that company and just going on elsewhere. Everyone can get mad if you go to a man's room, even with a friend. What the heck? Yeah, Barbara, I think what they felt was they had, the way the article put it, is they had a show together, and there were two women who just felt, oh, we're just going to go and celebrate. We just finished the show together. We're going to go celebrate that. And they thought, no big deal. We're together. It's not going to be any big deal. But that wasn't the case. So, And I could see something like that, when you think that you're with professionals and there's, two women and you think nothing's going to happen. You don't expect some guy to do that. The jumping the sinking ship. That's right, Hugh. Yep. Juan Williams also said, how could Christians vote for Trump saying that he fondled women, which is a lie. Juan is going to get himself in hot water one day. That's right. It was an allegation. It was something he said, locker room stuff, and they won't let it go. They won't let it go. Now, Trump's bodyguard testified that back in 2013 when they were on the Russian trip, I know. Yeah. I can't do anything about it right now, Cully. A lot of Podesta Group people are leaving the sinking ship. Yes. President Trump's bodyguard said that Russians offered to send 5 women to Trump's hotel room during a Moscow trip, and he basically said, we don't do that. Wow, moms must be cleaning basements this morning is all I can say. Yeah, little did they know, Hugh. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this Friday is basement cleaning day, and so that's why you're seeing all of that today. So try to ignore it if you can, and we'll just move on. Yep. Children have to go someplace else to play when moms are cleaning the basement, so just keep that in mind. I thought some things that I saw in yeah, bleach pit. There you go, Jerry. That always works. We're told that works. Yes. Yes, please, Barbara. Thank you. Um, yeah, that's a good idea. Now FEMA has agreed to transport hurricane survivors from Puerto Rico over to New York and Florida. Thanks, Rhonda. And they're giving priority. Thank you, Unipeg. They're giving priority to those 3,000 people who are living in shelters. I know it's going to be an influx in Florida and New York, but they say it's going to be temporarily relocated. But I don't know how that is because once you get over in some place, I mean they're United States citizens, right? And once you put somebody somewhere and you say it's temporary, usually it isn't. They'll stay. And why wouldn't they stay? Why would you want to go back to Puerto Rico, who was having problems again before any of the hurricane ever hit? So we'll have to see what happens to that. And they said that FEMA is working to establish agreements with both states to make that happen. And the 2 states were selected by Ricardo Rossello. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Who was, he's the Puerto Rican governor. You notice the mayor is not doing anything to help people. The only thing she's doing is talking bad against Trump because that's her goal. That's her agenda. So, I mean, I don't think that you're going to be able to fix Puerto Rico in any time soon. There's a lot of issues going on there. And I saw where yesterday afternoon there was a massive new power outage over in Puerto Rico that wiped out power in the capital of San Juan. So Puerto Rico is bankrupt, had rolling blackouts before the hurricane. Not surprising. And they said that it was a failure on the north-south transmission line. How will they avoid ISIS coming to Puerto Rico? I don't think ISIS will come to Puerto Rico, but who knows? Yeah, so did anybody else see Judicial Watch yesterday when they came on? Judicial Watch, I tell you, they're about the only people that are trying to do anything with Mueller and Comey. What they're trying to do now is they're alleging there may have been some collusion between Comey and Mueller when Mueller they're kind of alleging that Mueller prepared him for the interview and maybe helped assist him in what he should say in going over to the Senate. And they were trying to get the information and from the DOJ, I guess, and it's being withheld. Get thwarted by Obama appointed judges through refusing Clinton emails, FOIAs. No, you don't say. Yep. Hard to believe, right? I heard there's 100 people being indicted concerning the Mueller investigation. Just that it's gone up from, thanks for the super hearts, Barbara. It's gone up from 5 to 10 to 30 and now 100. You wait until, and Jerry's seeing over 50. We have to wait until we see what we see. I mean, we can say there's over 200 and nobody can prove or disprove that. So, and until I see it, it's just a rumor. I mean, it's hearsay is what it is. And I get it. We want to say what's out there in the news, but we have to make sure what we're saying is at least somewhat true. At least I want to do that because I don't want to be, accusing anybody of stuff. But I also think that, yeah, same thing about Moore. Absolutely. I think also they want to look and see, about Comey giving out private information, the conversations that he had with the president. Most are sealed, just numbered. Yeah. And we don't know who they're against or anything else. I think the larger number, not all associated with Mueller, could be Julia, could absolutely be. And there's no way to confirm it. There really isn't. You can say anything about anyone. We should say, well, where's the proof? Yep, Barbara, that's true. But if you're on the left, if you say something about someone, they believe, most do, that that's all you need to do. That you're just saying it, therefore that's proof enough. And it really isn't. You need proof. Anyone working with Hillary, come on down. And has anybody seen Hillary over the last couple of days? She's been very quiet. Yeah. Is that not slander? It is, Barbara. It is very much so. Like Clara Pilar, remember? Where's the beef? Yes. Yeah, I remember her. Yes. Yeah, you can't defame someone and then think that you can get away with it. But I don't think personally the judge is going to go after her, but he may. I don't know. Yeah, he should sue for damages. She tweeted something, I didn't read it. Oh, Hillary did, Julia? Maybe it was, hey, I wish I were president another day. I don't know. We see that every day. Happy Friday and happy Veterans Day, Amanda. Yeah, this is the day everybody's kind of observing it because it's a holiday today for the federal government and others. Where's the paparazzi tailing the Clintons? Pfft. They left a long time ago, didn't they? They have tons of proof on the Clintons, but they will never do anything, Robin says. Veterans, yes. And let's today remember all the homeless veterans that are in Arizona as well. Hillary was president on Halloween. I know, Cully. Hey, that's just good enough for her, right? She had another speaking engagement at a PA hospital. Hey, Jamie, how are you? Are the banks closed? I think so, Robert. It should be because it's a holiday. Some schools are closed. The banks are closed. I think the courts are closed, things like that. Thank a veteran. Absolutely, Jamie. Yeah, I mean, you could go check, but I think it's true. Hillbilly is still a hillbilly family from Arkansas. You're welcome. Thank you to all veterans, including my hubby, who's a Marine, former Marine. Well, once a Marine, always a Marine, but a veteran Marine. I think the Saudis' arrests are great as it trickles down. Thanks, Robert. Um, you know what? You better stay tuned because Hezbollah is blaming Israel right now for firing on Lebanon. So possibly what's going to happen is, and this is other people have talked about this as well. Semper Fi. Yep, that's true. Other people have talked about the fact that, oh, at Instagram you can give hearts too. How nice. Uh, that once the Hezbollah or Lebanon feels that, yeah, that when they feel that they need to be strong again and look strong, they go after and they attack Israel. Israel is expecting it any minute. I mean, they really are. And possibly into Syria. And again, that could bring in Isaiah 17 and Ezekiel 38 and 39. We just don't know. It's going to happen. We just don't know when it's going to happen. Thank you for the hearts, everybody over there. Yes, the hearts. What would we do without the heart? Yes, Damascus would be a ruinous heap, according to Isaiah 17. And that's pretty much like the end of the end there. Then it happens. If Obama was president during World War II, we'd all be speaking German, Hugh said. Yeah, it is getting closer every day, Jerry. Absolutely getting closer. You just watch everybody together. I mean, it's amazing to see all the countries that you never thought would be working together. Whoever thought that Iran would be working with North Korea? Did you guys think that? I didn't. Yeah, China's the one to watch. Yeah. Never thought that would happen. Any truth to indictment rumors? That's what we were talking about, Marianne. I said, you know, there's now claims of 100 indictments. We just have to wait and see. I gave you tons of I know. Thank you, Robin. I saw that. Thank you for the hearts on Instagram. I'm hoping to get all those people from Facebook Live over to Instagram. I know it's going to take a while because it's new, maybe next week, but Facebook every 5 minutes kind of, you know, drops you off, shuts it down, whatever. So I don't know. Instagram so far has been good. We'll see. I don't want to talk too quickly, or maybe that'll go down too, but I'm just trying that out. Facebook Live just seems to be booting a lot of people out lately. And Periscope evidently is sort of muting my stuff, and it's getting muted on Twitter. So we just have to work through it and just, you know, keep getting the word out there, whoever's listening. Charles Ortel tweeted lots, including TikTok, on the Clinton Foundation money. 100 indictments, bless Cat, on... well, the theory is it's Clintons and the Podestas and on and on and on. So indictments may be coming soon. Those dang Russians. I know, Fred. Those Russians are to blame for everything. Everything. You know, if you have I don't know, if your sidewalk gets messed up for whatever reason, somebody drives into the sidewalk, puts a crack in it, it's got to be a Russian. Yeah, baby. I know. So, well... Russians are, I'm telling you, if only we knew that Russians were that bad, right? I want to talk a little bit, too, about the tax reform bill. Now, that has gone on from the House up to the Senate. Russian dressing on my salad. Jerry, I knew we should have watched you. Hey, pre-photographer, how are you? Good to see you on Instagram Live. Hi there. I'm on Instagram Live right now. At the same time, I'm on Periscope and on YouTube. So today's the first day I'm using Instagram Live. And hey, Shauna, that's you. Okay. I'm repeating everything, and it's you. But everybody else, better late than never. Yep. That's funny, Shauna. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about tax reform, because everybody wants to know what's going on with that. We knew that when the House gave the bill to the Senate, that the Senate was going to change it, and that's what they did. So let's talk about some of the changes and some of the things that stayed the same. Okay, changes to your 401k plan. Senate versus the House. Yep. Hey, Hassan, good to see you. Um, the Senate and the House, nothing has changed on that. Brought back the adoption credit. The House, remember the House kind of wanted to get rid of the mortgage interest deduction. And so, according to the Senate bill, they don't want to get rid of that deduction. God bless them on that. So they want to keep that in. Now, they both, the House and the Senate, want to cut corporate tax rates. But according to what I can find out, the Senate bill doesn't want to give corporate tax cuts until 2019. So President Trump wants those right away, and they're trying not to allow those cuts until 2019. Hugh said there's supposed to be some raids today, and you lost your keys. Blame Trump. No, blame the Russians on that. So why wait? Well, let's see, Jules. If you're Mitch McConnell, why would you wait? If you're the Democrats on the left, why would you wait for that corporate tax cut? Hugh said that Russian magpies ate all the bird seeds in his feeder. So there you go. I know, Shauna, it's much better on Instagram than it ever was on Facebook Live. So, okay, so I don't know if that's true. Yeah, 2018 elections coming up. And let's see. They want to, both of them, they're continuing to mess over the taxpayers. That's right. I mean, they don't want the economy to be going really quickly and growing and getting better and better. They don't want that. So they want to hold back. Just keep holding up everything POTUS does. Crazy. I know, Lee, from the very beginning. If I get a raise, I'm blaming Trump. There you go, Ben. It's Trump's fault. Yeah, anything good is Trump's fault. All rhinos are gone in 2018. I hope so. Hope so. But, again, as we were talking about yesterday, we can't sit back on our laurels and think that it's going to be a sweep. I don't think we should, worry about what happened the other day. But I think at the same time, you have to make sure that you're out there doing everything that you can. You're out there disputing what the left is saying, the lies about Trump, and you're saying the good things that Trump is doing. We need to keep doing that, and we need to get out and vote and get people to vote. So, if everybody could, with the halfway point, if you'd mind, wouldn't mind going ahead and retweeting and sharing this, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, everybody get involved in some way. Get the message out about President Trump. Don't let them lie about him, So let's see. Like I said, both of them are looking to drop the state and local deductions, which for most people isn't all that much. And they're both, let's see, the House wants fewer income tax brackets, and the Senate does not. Hey, Unapologetic, how are you? So the Senate wants it left the way it is. That's Emily. The Senate wants the top individual rate to be at 38.5%. And I believe, if I can remember, because there's so many changes, didn't the House want a less percentage? Didn't they want like 35 for the top individual rate? A bunch of new Trumpers, they are everywhere. Yes, just that. They just keep coming, which is good. So let's see. They did both want increase the child tax credit. Yeah, I want the House. I don't want 38.5, although, I mean, I'm not in that bracket, so it probably wouldn't matter. I think that's for the rich of the richest. So I don't think that would really matter all that much. Hey, Lollipop. I'd be okay with a 10% flat tax. I know, Ben. They were going to make it really simple, and they're just starting to make it harder and harder. It's like, let's just make it simple, shall we? Tax code just needs to be simplified. The fewer income tax brackets is one of the keys to the tax reform. Exactly, Chicago Pops. And Emily, I agree with you both. Just keep it simple. But they don't want to keep it simple. They keep the they increased the child tax rate. I think that went up from 1,000 to 1,600. And let's see, they want to keep the charitable donation deductions. They want to lower the pass-through rate. The Senate doesn't, and the House does. The House wanted to get rid of medical expense deductions. Maintain medical expense deductions. The House didn't want to do it, but the Senate wanted to. Raises the standard deduction. They both agree with that. Repeal estate tax. The Senate did not want that. And repeal the alternative minimum tax. They both wanted to do that. So I think overall, it's looking good overall. Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. Exactly. One of the problems is the pushback from accounting firms and tax preparers. Yep. Looks like I still need to use TurboTax. I know. Well, and like somebody just said, that's exactly what it is. I see people getting kicked out of Periscope and trying to get back in. That's really, I don't know why that's happening. Over the last 2 days, so many people have been getting kicked out. Barbara, you're back. Thank goodness. Yeah, I mean, I know, I don't know what these tax people could do. Oh, you had a call. Good. They could help you prepare better for your future financially and, financial planning. But, apparently they don't want to do that. They want you to come in. They want to, do everything for you. And I get it, but that's not what the American public wants or needs. So we shall see. But I didn't like the fact that the corporate tax rate, that wasn't good. That went against the president. Periscope has been awful the last few days, Amanda said. Yeah, keep us bound, exactly. And also, neither the House or the Senate bill includes a repeal of Obamacare's individual mandate. They wanted to not put that in. Hughes said, breaking news, at least 3 Chinese students were injured after a possible vehicle attack near Toulouse in France. And he's saying reports indicate that the driver acted deliberately. Suspect has been arrested. So there you go. Another vehicle attack. We have to ban all vehicles. I'm telling you, got to get rid of the vehicles. Vehicle control, people got to come out and talk about that today, right? Makes as much sense as talking about gun control. Because obviously criminals will do criminal acts. IRS proved to be biased in audits. You're fired. Exactly. Yep. So that was breaking news. Thanks for the breaking news there, Hugh. Are Dems calling for a vehicle ban? No, Emily. I just announced that the breaking news that a vehicle just, according to the news, deliberately ran over 3 Chinese students in France. So they probably, they should be, right? Older customer trying to talk using cell phones. It's okay, Barbara. Yeah, so if you're going to try to ban guns, we just now had something where a vehicle ran over 3 people, supposedly deliberately. No, it's okay, Emily. I knew it was a joke. So then we should go out and ban vehicles. So now we've got on the list vehicles, vans of all types, including moving vehicles. Yeah, I know, Emily. It's okay. I got it. I know, Shauna. It's so much easier. So, what can I say? More trouble. Let's see. Here's some news. Let's see. News that you're not going to like because it has to do with education. 2/3 of Baltimore's high school students have at least one student proficient in math, according to a report that came out on Wednesday. One student proficient in math. 13 of Baltimore's 39 city high schools contained 0 students who tested at or above proficiency in math. And this is according to Project Baltimore investigation. 6 of the remaining 26 schools reported 1% of students proficient in the subject. Out of the 3,804 students in the other 20 schools, only 14 successfully tested for proficiency. 9 out of 10 black Males in Baltimore City are not reading at grade level, said the guy who did this test. The founder of the guy who started an all-boys school to remedy the statistics. Baltimore Collegiate School for Boys has the school day extended by 1 hour, shorter classes, and males accounting for 6 out of 10 of its teachers. While 9% of the school students were proficient in math in 2016, 14.4% tested at or above proficiency in 2017. He said these results underscore the urgency of the work we are now pursuing. We must do more to meet the needs of all of our students. So, obviously, if you have people who are helping with the students, cutting down on things that are distracting to them, maybe even looking at what's going on in their family. Well, the main use of guns aren't to kill either, cut. Main use of guns are to defend. So you won't ever have to use a gun if not need be. So that's not the main use. Are you saying the main use of a knife is to kill? Because the main use of knives have other things. How do they get promoted to the next grade every year? It happens all the time. They promote them every single year. They have same resources as white schools. They do. And I'll tell you what, here's what we're doing. We're putting a Band-Aid on things. We are not looking at the problems. We're not looking at mental health issues, high-risk issues. So many times that I talk to so many kids who are at risk that moved around numerous times. They did not have a stable home environment. A lot of times it was a single parent. A lot of times it was people in gang-related areas. Sometimes their mothers and fathers were gang members. Prostitution in the family, all those things. You can't expect a child to come from that type of environment and go to school and sit there and focus on school. Not going to happen. So again, we need to get to the root of problems, and if we're not going to, then we're going to keep having these problems, and we're going to keep talking about them as if, they don't exist. Thanks, Robert. It's like martial arts. However, you won't have to fight, but if you need to, you can. That's right. Because your hand can be used as a deadly weapon. Are we gonna start banning hands now, and hands and feet? So, again, I wish people, I don't know what the solution is because we can't save everyone, I suppose. But kids, they're not growing, a lot of kids aren't growing up in very good environments. And we're expecting them to be able to come to school and sit there and learn. Yeah, they want us to be bare feet. But, Robert, your bare feet could actually hurt somebody. So I think we're going to need to ban your feet. Yeah, we need to quit blaming other people for issues, and we just need to go out there and start tackling the issues. And a lot of times, and I get it, kids come to school like that, teachers don't have time to talk to them, and they just want them to sit down and start doing the work. You can't do that if you're a child from an abusive family or a child who is from a gang member family, whatever the case may be. You can't do that and expect a kid to be, normally functioning like everybody else. Veterans Day is tomorrow. Yes, it is. But we can celebrate it today because the rest of the government offices and they're celebrating it today. Yeah. I mean, the kids also, when they act out because look what they have to go home to. And I'm not using that as an excuse. They still need a consequence for their actions. But we also need to understand why they're acting out. So it's a mess. It's a really bad situation. And I've worked with those kids. I know what their home life is like. I know other people's. I've got my own personal experiences. So, we're so quick to just say, oh, well, it's this, that, and the other, or just not address it at all. So, anyway. Yes. Happy Marine Corps birthday, U.S. Marine Corps, November 10. Hoorah. And I'm celebrating Veterans Day today because I'm not on tomorrow. Cut, if you look, I've told you before, cut it. If you want to stay in here, stop coming in and trying to antagonize and talking to people like you are. If you want to stay, you're welcome to stay. But cut it out, and cut it out with, the Jesus Christ stuff about what Jesus would do. You're only doing that because you know people in here are Christian and you know that I'm a Christian. So stop it. Black activists expressed concerns over an FBI document about black identity extremists. They're worried that it could lead to a blacklist of black organizers. So we find that other people don't like to be on lists either. Black protest organizers and lawmakers have grown increasingly concerned about the contents of an FBI document called Black Identity Extremists Likely Motivated to Target Law Enforcement Officers. So everybody's kind of got their own lists that they're put on. Okay, Fred. And so now they have concerns as well. But I didn't see anybody concerned when they had a whole list put together of, the Congress put together a list of people that were anti everything, right? Anti-black, they were racist, white supremacists, KKK. All those people were put on lists. Everybody but Antifa. Not a problem, Robert. I didn't know you had a dog. So, I think a lot of groups that are causing a lot of the problems against the police. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should people be put on lists? Baba is his name. Oh, how cute. Should people be put on lists? Oh, a pug. Even better. I have a chug. Does everybody think groups like this, like activist groups, anybody should be put on a list? I see some people saying, yes, they should be. Some people saying, no, they're not. I don't like lists. Personally, I don't like lists. I don't like the government having a list of anyone. Just cut the cut the nonsense, right? So cut the nonsense, and that's fine. Only if they have broken laws. Exactly, Chris. There you go. Shauna says she's over group speak. These kids act like their parents. In many cases, parents act out. So do the kids. Yeah, have a bad example set for you. Yes, if you broke the law, if you're a pedophile, if you hurt children in any way, yes, you should be on that list. Other than that, Danielle's got a good point. A terrorist list. Other than that, these lists can just get long. Let's put Obama on an activist blacklist. There you go, Blast Cat. I just think it's too many ways that you can put innocent people on a list and get them blacklisted. Yes, the left would put everybody on the MAGA list, right? We don't want throwback to McCarthyism. That's right, Jerry. And that's why I think you have to be very careful. And Chris made a good point. If you've broken a law, yes. Lists are vague and subjective, Chris said. Absolutely. Lori said the older she gets, the more lists she makes. And that's true. The difference is you don't go out and try to, extend it out in the government for the public to see, right? Robin said she doesn't like lists either. Hey, Monique. Monique is back, still healing, doing well. Glad to see you back. Monique is back and healing everybody, so that's good news. Though we already are being spied on and info kept on. Absolutely, Jerry. We're all on the list, really. Every single one of us. But, we have to be very careful about losing our Fourth Amendment rights. And I just think, that this kind of leads to that. Well, if you're on a list, I didn't need to get a warrant. I can just come in and, do whatever I wanted to. Yes, Emily, historically, they tend to lead to bad situations. Yeah. And look at the unmasking. Everybody was on the list there, right? So I think we just need to be careful about who we put on a list and what we do. And for what purpose that list is. The IRS, look at Lois Lerner. Probably had a lot of people on a list. Had had groups that were conservative nonprofit groups on a list that she didn't approve. What's Carolina Prepper? Carolina Prepper is food. It's for food and prepping for. It's not even for emergencies. You can have it. They sell food for everyday use. So food for emergencies or food for everyday use. If you go to carolinaprepper.com, they have a section called Carolina Food Storage. Click on that, and you can find out all about what they do. There's a story coming out about 9/11. It was group identity politics is antithetical to individual freedom. Antithetical labels are boxes. Yep. Just thought we have TV on bathroom counter. What? Reporter who co-wrote Judge Moore News has criminal history of faking false pretense. Shauna said, Shauna, what's your source on that, on Roy Moore? I mean, it was the Washington Post. I mean, that should give you enough reason to try to find another source. Washington Post. They've said so many fake things. And that's just a fact. Oh, you did too, Cully? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't go see it, Cully, when I'm on air because I've got everything is being used. Smart TVs, electronics can record you. Yeah, exactly. Samsung TV. The reporter has posted lies like this before. Barbara said, yeah, currently serving in Schofield Barracks. Well, thank you. God bless all the vets of the world. Yes, keeping us safe. Absolutely. Without veterans, we wouldn't be sitting here doing what we're doing now, and among other things. Anyway, a 9/11 story was reported more than 5 years ago about students who attended a nearby high school at the time of 9/11, and they've been diagnosed with, well, Shauna, I'm sorry, that's not a reliable source in my opinion, but I think, Washington Post by itself says it's unreliable unless you have other sources. God bless our veterans that fight for our country. Yep. And veterans, they fight for our country, and they can't do it with just their bare hands. I was in New York City, block away. Wow. Well, they're saying studies have shown that a statistically significant number of thyroid cancer cases have been identified among World Trade Center rescue and recovery workers. The disease is included in the list of cancers eligible for health coverage with the World Trade Center Victims Fund. Other graduates have contracted cancers and lung diseases that rarely strike young people. Yep. So true about WAPO. They lied so much that you never know when they're telling the truth. That's right, Monique. You really don't. You have no idea. And that's why, again, I want to see other sources when it comes to something like that. Yeah, I mean, if they have case files, I'd still want to see that source. I've never relied on that particular source. So, human brain cells put in a rat recently, too. That's really not good. Not good, Jerry. Washington Compost tried the same thing with Trump. Yep, Cully, they're always doing that. So when you start doing that and you get caught in a lie, who's going to believe you the next time? Let's see. Hezbollah chief accuses Saudi Arabia of asking Israel to strike Lebanon. We kind of talked about that before, but do keep an eye on Israel. ABC News citing sources, there we go, saying that George Papadopoulos lied to the FBI agents to protect President Trump. I know. Who's going to believe the left, Jules? I know. Saudi's just made a robot a citizen now about them. How about them apples? Pray for Israel. Yes, Israel's prepared, as they always are, but it's coming. Because they're going to strike Israel. They already have, but they're going to continue. And now they're going to use this as an excuse to strike Israel. And this ABC News report, I mean, seriously. I know, defending guns for you. I know, Barbara. And it's funny the military has guns, really. They also did it to Herman Cain. That's right, Josette. They did. And they'll continue doing it, and people, unfortunately, will continue to believe them without additional sources. I mean, the source that Shauna said, while I don't believe in the source, she's saying they have the case number, which could all be true. I really, because of what's been going around with fake news, I want to see another source. What's disturbing is that many of these claims go unreported for decades, but suddenly fall out of a political planet that nobody's ever heard of. I know, Monique. Who lied about what? President confused. George Papadopoulos. ABC News is saying George Papadopoulos lied because he wanted to protect President Trump and his Russia narrative that they, didn't have meetings and stuff with Russia. That sounds like a lie to me, but it's all made up. And maybe George Papadopoulos, if this is true, maybe George Papadopoulos thought, well, maybe I better not say anything. And that was his own stuff. Nobody told him to. He did it on his own. Yeah, exactly. More stuff. Now, America has made 37 deals with China since they were there, and Boeing, Alaska, Honeywell. There's a huge, long list of all the deals that America made with China while President Trump is there. And I saw each one. It tells you how much, and there are millions and billions of dollar deals. Lots of companies. Huge amounts of money. I mean, China would be crazy to take the side of North Korea, but I put nothing past them. Years of silence makes it hard to determine truth from plots. Yeah. Monique said, I don't believe George lied about anything. I believe this is a lie in and of itself to cover up the truth that George may have already told. Exactly. It's just something they can use, and they make something up. Again, let's see factual information. Show me the facts. Please, facts. I know emotions are, on the left, that's all that matters. Facts still matter, and they should matter to conservatives on the right. And we see that Tom Steyer, who's a Democrat and billionaire, Steyer, he's now going to be expanding his efforts to try and impeach Trump. So, as you can see, they're never going to give that up. It's just going to keep going. But again, as somebody was mentioning, we watch all of this stuff happening, and we're distracted, and we haven't talked about Uranium One. We haven't talked about the ties there. We haven't gone out and found out anything about, was Mueller connected to Uranium One? How about Comey? And of course, we know they're connected. We know at least that Mueller was connected to Uranium One because he was the FBI director. He was investigating all the bribery and extortion that was going on by the Russians at the time. So we're not going back there, and we still haven't gotten anything of special counsel about Hillary. I did learn eyewitness Kristen Olin to Seth Rich case is connected to CIA, Russia, and Uranium One, Jerry said. I know. Impeach him for what, Robin said? Being elected? Yes, Robin, that's all he needed to do. Because we all know, right, if you're on the left, it should have been Hillary. And they can scream in the air all they want, but Hillary is still not president, and President Trump is still our president. Monique said the closer we get to the truth, the faster they scurry to fabricate another lie and cover their rear ends, all to take the focus off of critical matters. Absolutely. Comey was a strong arm. He directed mercenary teams. Not cool. Who said that one? I didn't see that. Thanks for your scope. Thank you. God bless America and our vets. Absolutely, Cut. Retweet on Twitter and share awesome Instagram, not free live feed. Yes, please retweet everything if you will. Oops, let's impeach Congress for crimes against the people. Julia, thank you so much for the super hearts. Bot free. Yes, bot free. It is nice on Instagram Live. There has not been one bot, one troll on Instagram Live. So that's really nice. If everybody, please, that usually watches me on Facebook Live, go sign up on my Instagram, please. And let's start going there instead of Facebook Live. It's so much better. Everybody on Periscope, if you would, please retweet this. Please get this news out. Again, my Periscope is being muted, and so is Twitter, according to some people who tried to find me and they can't. So please get the information out if you will. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so much. I may be doing some more things on YouTube Live, or not on YouTube Live, but Instagram Live. When I go out, I may be not scoping, but going on Instagram. Hey, Robin, and doing things from Instagram. So if you haven't signed up, go to su.san735. There are 2 accounts. You want to go to the Stand for Truth Susan Knowles account. That's the one that I will be going from. So if I go live, that's the one you'll see me from. So anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless our veterans. Happy Veterans Day. Take care. Thank you, everybody on Instagram. We'll see you soon. It looks like I have 5 seconds left on Instagram. So see you guys. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again soon. God bless.